Hello everybody, welcome to Karpinski, Chapter 16. The subject is compound meters. Now we've already discussed this in Music Theory 1 during the first few weeks of the semester, so this is all review for you, but now we get to practice a lot of conducting and sight reading skills and identify by the tactile feel of the beat patterns, the differences in why it matters if it's a simple division or a compound division. By way of review, undotted notes divide into twos, and this is called simple division, whereas dotted notes divide into threes, and this is called compound division. In other words, a note without a dot divides into two of the next level down. So a quarter note would divide into two eighth notes, just like fractions, whereas a dotted quarter note would divide into three of the next level down. So the dotted quarter note would divide into 3/8 notes. That's called compound division. That's what the little dot signifies. Divide this note into threes. So here we are at compound duple meter. The blurb says, in most music, not only are the rhythms grouped into patterns within each measure, but the measures themselves also come in groups. So you can see by the blue arrow and the rectangle around a small case A, B, and C, if you look vertically across the page, they are indicating A is the bottom level of the pulse. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If we move up to the letter B, you will see that instead of the small beats beating every three, we're going to just do one beat for every three of the smaller pulses there. So it's going to go like this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now if we go up to C, it's even twice as slow. 1. So I want you to conduct with me level A. Your arm's going to be going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A really small three pattern. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you would get tired if you conducted in that 1, 2, 3 really fast with both of your arms going in, out, up. Now let's go to letter B. And let's group it in a two pattern like this. You go down, up, conduct, and down, up, 1, 2, down, up, down, and up. Now we could take it up to letter C, but the beat pattern would be so big it would be down, up, and that's a little too slow, so that's impractical, so we're not going to go out that far. But pulse A is the little ones on the bottom. That's represented by the eighth notes, and pulse level B is represented by the measures in this case. Every bar of 3/8 would have a dotted quarter note, and that would be the B level. The C level is too far up to go, but now let's look down to the next score down. I've written on it with red. It's now written the same piece in 6/8, which is equivalent to the level B that we just conducted above of the two measures of 3/8, are now one single measure of 6/8. Now I want to make clear here something. 3/8 is a simple duple meter, but two bars of 3/8 making it into 6/8 is a compound duple meter. The reason for that is in 3/8, calling it a simple meter is because the level of the smallest pulse here, represented by the A level, is the eighth note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's 3/8 notes in every bar. But the eighth notes, if they were to divide, they would divide simply 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and. So that's why it's a simple meter. But when we go down to 6/8, we're calling this now a compound meter. And if you look at, I've written a dotted quarter note, and I bracketed it under the equivalent of 3 beats, because now the pulse is not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So you're going to conduct it in a big 2. Actually, we're going to take the tempo faster. This song really goes. Okay, so now this makes more sense. You're going to go down, up, ready, conduct. 1, 2, 2. Because now the pulse is the level B level, the dotted quarter note, okay? Let's go on to the next page. Look at that little box on the top of 74 on to the left. In compound meter, the beat is regularly divided into threes, which we just said. In compound meters, the beat unit is equal to 3 notes of the smaller note values represented by the bottom number of the meter sign. So if we have 6/8 time, that equals 2 dotted quarter notes there. And the beat unit is the big dotted quarter note, but that is equivalent to 3/8 notes. This is something you already know. Go to the bottom. If you were a teacher, for example, and you were trying to explain this, it's a little tricky, but let's use fractions. Go to the very bottom of the page and look again at the blue writing. 2/4, do you see that on the left side? In parentheses to the left of the 2/4, I've put that means there are 2 beats, and instead of putting a 4, I put a quarter note, because it means, as you know already, that the quarter note is getting the beat. So 2/4 equals 2 big beats, and underneath it divides simply into 2 of a pair of small beats. And that's all fine. For simple division, the time signatures make total sense. But the snafu comes when you try to represent what kind of fraction does a dotted quarter note equal. Well, it literally equals 3/8 notes. So by that same logic, the time signature should be 2 over the fraction 3/8, which looks nonsensical, but that's literally what it is. But it looks so bad that what we do is, instead of using the top row with the 2 dotted quarter notes, we use the bottom row with the pairs of 6/8 notes. So we're using the division of the beat. There's 6 little notes and 8th notes. And so we use the division to represent the time signature here, because we don't want to write 2 over 3/8. But it still means 2 big beats, right? Only it's 3 plus 3 underneath instead of 2 plus 2. That's probably a better way, out of the terrible ways that we have, to describe this to someone who has no idea what these time signatures mean. But it's a little hard to see in numbers, but it's easier to see in the diagrams, I think, those blue diagrams at the bottom. So when you look at a compound meter, 9/8. 9/8 equals 3 big beats. And those big beats in 9/8 time are represented by a dotted quarter note, which equals 3/8 notes, right? And so the time signature tells us that it's going to be 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9/8 notes, 9/8. I think we understand that. Now, let's look at the way we would conduct this one. Skip the 3/4 version of it in the middle of the page and go lower on the page where it says 9/4. And you can see the beat pattern there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to do it with me. Ready, set, conduct. Down, over, and up. 1, 2, and 3. Down, over, and up. 1, 2, and 3. It's way easier than going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Doing those little tiny 3 patterns. That's just nonsense. I wouldn't do that. Now, the same logic works for compound quadruple meter. It's 4 big beats. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So you conduct it in a big 4 pattern, okay? Let's go to the next page. So instead of doing it in 3/8 at the top, where we would literally be going with our hand a tiny 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 pattern, you'd be exhausted after bar 10. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's crazy. Go down to the next step when it's written in 12/8. Now we just do a big 4, okay? 1, 2, 3, up, down, over, and up. 1, 2, 3, up, down, over, and over, up. Okay, do it with me. 1, 2, 3, conduct. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, over, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to have the conducting and solfegging Olympics right now. And you're going to sing and conduct. See if you can do this fast. Starts on me, ready, and go. Me, fa, mi, fa, sol, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re. Mi, fa, mi, fa, sol, do, mi, re, do, up. Winners. Good job. All right, let's move on. These are the exercises. It says for each of the following melodies, do the following. Combine measures to rewrite it in an appropriate compound meter. Change bar lines and meter signatures, but not actually note values. Are there any that are not easily rewritten in compound meter? And if so, why not? And then sing the melodies you rewrote in a compound meter in the previous step. Sing while conducting Use an appropriate compound meter conducting pattern as presented in this chapter. So I did letter A for you. Your assignment is to do B and C on your own. Now, I don't have the video camera turned to me right now, so you're just going to have to trust me. And then for you, you're going to sing and record yourself conducting at the same time for letters B and C, and that's submitted as going to be your homework. So for letter A, what we see is 316. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I were conducting that, I would get very tired. Down, over, up, down, over, up. That's way too much work. No. I think you could make 616 out of it. 1 and 2, 3, down and up, like this. 1 and up, down, up, 2, 3, down, up, and 1, 2, 3. So just count it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But keep in mind, just as the blue letters tell you, the blue numbers and arrows tells you that it's really 2 big beats, not 6 little ones. Not all of you may have access to an instrument, so right now I am going to play you an accompaniment track to letters B and C, but you need to figure out on your own how you're going to conduct it while singing. And then you can use this and record yourself using this accompaniment track when you video record yourself. Here is letter B. I see 4 sharps, and I see an either, do, or a bass clef. First, let's get the tune in your ear. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, this one's very interesting. How many bars do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bars. It could either be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 bars, or 4 plus 4 plus 4. It's really unusual. Now remember, you have to solfege and sing at the same time. So let's do it in solfege for a minute. Ready, set, go. Do, re, mi, do, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, sol, 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 fa, mi, re, sol, sol, la, ti, do. Practice with that until you get the solfege. Now here's the real live accompaniment track. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. So use that track to record yourself singing in a solfege and conducting, and then submit your video into Canvas. Now we will do letter C, the same process. This one looks a lot longer. Okay, so I see 4 flats, and I'm in bass clef. Okay, I'm gonna go with A flat. It ends on an A flat, and it sounds like mi, re, do. Let's sing it as if it were an A flat major, okay? So it starts on mi. I will play it up an octave for those of you who find it too low for you. I think it's in a good range for everybody, actually. Even the basses can go this high and the sopranos can go this low. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Mi, re, do, do, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, re, do, do, re, do, re, do, mi, re, do, do, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, re, do, do, re, do, re, do, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, re, 2, 3, mi, re, do, do, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, re, do, do, re, do, re, do, 2, 3. So again, once you learn the solfege to this, then you need to figure out how you're going to conduct it. I would say either in a big 2 or a big 4, and that's up to you. Now let me play a harmonized version for you to solfege to and to conduct to. So here is your recording tape. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. said 1, 2, 3 in one of the bars, just ignore that. But that can be the tape. Oh, that ages me. That can be the recording that you use to video record yourself conducting and singing the solfege in that. If you would like a faster recording to conduct to, I will make you one. This is again for letter C. We'll go 1, dun, da, 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 ready, and go. So if that speed works better for you, then you can use this one to record yourself with, conducting and solfeging. The trade-off is that it makes the conducting easier, but the solfege a little trickier, although it's not that hard of solfege, so you can choose. Good luck. Have fun.